Hello, everyone. Welcome. My name is Tatiana. I use she, her pronouns, and I am one of the civic engagement leads for WAVE. And Wisconsin Anti-Violence Effort is a grassroots organization that works to prevent gun violence through advocacy and education. And I really care about this movement because in 2017, I lost my aunt Sherda in a murder-suicide at the hands of her husband, who was a Milwaukee police officer. And ever since then, like many young people, I've been taking it to the streets and fighting for gun violence prevention. And that's how I got introduced with WAVE. Um, and I care so much about getting policy that prevents gun violence as a survivor and someone who's seen so many people who've lost loved ones to gun violence. Of course, I care about that, and that's why it's so important that we get out to vote. However, I know it's impossible to truly end gun violence without actually ensuring every single person is able to participate in democracy and able to exercise the right to vote and to fight the right. That's why I'm so glad and so proud of the work that our civic engagement team has done the past several months. Even during the age of COVID, we know how important it is to make sure that we're getting folks registered to vote. We're all Gen Z, and we've been working phone banking, getting people registered, texting our friends to register to vote, and really just been making sure that every single person that we know and that we don't know exercises that right to vote. Um, with that all being said, we know and make sure, you all go vote, but also after election day, making sure that we keep caring about this issue and other issues that you're passionate about. What are you going to do to make sure that we do get that policy? What are you going to make sure to hold our elected officials accountable is really, really important. So now I will introduce our video that we'll be showing to you all, The Sin of Silence. Thank you all so much for being here. I'm so glad to be with you all this evening.
Hi everyone, looks like, of course, we're having some technical difficulties, so we're going to try to get that resolved. And if we're having trouble going forward, we'll just skip that part for now and move on. So since I have a minute to talk, I just want to really give a shout out to our youth civic engagement team. They've been doing incredible work this summer and this fall. I can't tell you how much I appreciate the work that they have done on behalf of WAVE, and all of the outreach they've done and all of the education they've done. I think it's made a huge difference. I hope you guys are feeling really proud about the work. We certainly are proud of you. And Deja, if we're still having trouble with the video, I know that our special guest, Peter Yarrow, is here, and we could move to Will if that seems like a good idea.
All right, yeah, thank you, Jerry. And thank you, Tatiana, for opening everything up. So tonight, I have the honor of introducing our very special guest, Mr. Peter Yarrow. So for those of you who, the few of you who haven't heard of him already, he was in the musical trio Peter, Paul, and Mary. He had an extensive musical career. He wrote songs like Puff the Magic Dragon, Day is Done, Light One Candle. And as part of his musical career, he was an activist, and he marched with Martin Luther King and started his own organization called Operation Respect, which was um, based on trying to combat bullying in schools. So we at Wave were all very inspired by his activism. We're very honored for him to be part of our event. And without further ado, Mr. Yarrow, the floor is yours.
Oh my goodness. I'm totally stoked and delighted to be with you. Oh my goodness, look at my hair is a little funny, but that happens to you at a certain age. Uh, this is extraordinary because the video you're going to be seeing as soon as they get it together has a special history. And I'm going to tell you about it, but first, so that you can, because you don't know who Peter, Paul, and Mary are, young. You do, but you know this. Puff the magic dragon lived by the sea, and activism by youth, you know, changes life for you and me. And when we are together and our hearts are united like they are now, we can reach out to each other and show each other how to keep on loving one another and caring about each other, which is essential to what it is that is going to bring us out of this darkness. It is with our caring about each other is the very basis of all your activism. If you are taught as young people to be activists, if it is in your blood, then you don't do it because you don't care. You do it because your heart is moved and you say, this is something I want to celebrate. This is a good thing. And then you say, when this is unethical or this is immoral, it's not a good thing. And I am going to take my place. And in my tradition, which is Jewish, but it's also the tradition of activism. Because when you said I was also an activist, I was an activist who was also a singer. Peter, Paul, and Mary sang this song at the March on Washington. At the time that I was 1963, and I was all of 25 years old. And we had 250,000 people there, and Dr. Martin Luther King delivered the most extraordinary speech. I bet you know the name of it. It's called the Dream Speech, If I Had a Dream. Well, if I had a hammer, I'd hammer in the morning, and I'd hammer in the evening, all over this land. I'd hammer out danger, I'd hammer out a warning, I'd hammer out a love between my brothers and my sisters, all over this land. Now, I won't finish the song for a second, and then I will. What is Pete Seeger, who was my mentor and my idol, saying in this song that he wrote with Lee Hayes? He says, if we don't hammer out a warning, if we don't ring out a bell of danger, our rights, our privileges, our freedoms, and our humanity can erode. And that was predictive, because that is essentially what has happened with the allowing of the continuing of the guns to be available, and part of what the choice between profits the guns for the guns and the lives of kids. Yeah, I know there are people who want their guns for sport, and no question. but there are ways we can make it safe, and there are ways we can make background checks, and there's no reason to have assault weapons available. And this struggle to make this happen has happened a lot because of you young people. And I'll tell you more about that after the next verse of the song. Well, if I had a bell, I'd ring it in the morning, and I'd ring it in the evening, all over this land. I'd ring it out danger, I'd ring it out a warning, I'd ring it out a love between my brothers and sisters, all over this land. This land. If I had a song, I'd sing it in the morning, in the evening, all over this land. I'd sing out danger, sing out a warning, singing out love between my brothers and my sisters. And why would he say that? Because he's telling us, how do we resolve the situation? We do it with love. Every act of love, every act of kindness brings us closer to a kind of society that understands that the priority is the safety of our children, rather than putting material wealth and ahead of it. And what do we stand for? And adults, of course, were on the front lines in this. And way back in Newtown, I was involved with singing and creating a concert of healing in Newtown, and that was the Sandy Hook. But out of this slowly has emerged something that happened whereby the youth are showing the way. They are leading the way. And that's what you're going to see in the video. These young people who are singing this song wrote it, and they are activists, and writing it, they will tell you when they speak, was healing to them, and it gave them a place to put the pain, the terrible trauma, into an active place to change things. And I have been working, I went down to Parkland with 11 other songwriters, and we mentored them, and they are amazing now. You're going to see that. And to be a part of you and with you when you are coming into your own as leaders is, to me, at the age of 82, a sense of being confident that we have the heart to continue this struggle. And right now, we have to get everybody to go out to vote. Because if we don't have a democracy, if we don't support our democracy, our ability to change laws and make sure that they make those gun laws that are sane and safe, that will be eroded. So here we go. It says, well, I got a hammer and I got a bell and I got a song to sing all over this land. It's the hammer of justice and of freedom, song about love between my brothers and my sisters, all over this land. It's the hammer of justice, it's the bell of freedom, it's a song about the love between my brothers and my sisters. And you young people whom we adore and we admire, and you are leading us now. And thank you for the courage that you have. And when you see the videos, if they get the technology down, you're going to be just so moved and say, there I stand. So I am so grateful. And I'm going to do a little more of Puff the Magic Dragon, was glad to be with you today. He said, hello and hey. He said, our spirit is together, and together we will get everybody out to vote. If kids can get adults to wear seatbelts and stop smoking, you can get us to vote, because you are not hard. You are filled with love and promise. Mwah! Okay, I'll see you in a little while, and I can't tell you how proud I am to be with you.
I can't leave the house without being afraid. Some see my skin as a weapon. They're threatened by the way I'm made. Even my friends downplay the danger, stay quiet like they don't care. Don't they know next time they watch the news, my face might be there? If I scream, will you hear me? If I can't breathe, will you help me? We will, right now, we will help you. And we will raise our voices till we drown out the hate. Take a stand for love before it's too late. Who are we? Who are we? Who are we to speak up? We're the leaders of tomorrow. The world's gonna hear from us. As long as there's injustice and violence, we won't succumb to the sin of silence. I spoke my truth. I was tired of living a lie.
Oh, our love is different. I'm committed to living my pride.
But at school, at church, at home, at work, they criticize my every act. They're trying to convert me. They won't succeed. I will fight back. I am enough. I am worthy. If love is love, why do they hate me? Will you love me? We will raise our voices till we drown out the hate. Take a stand for love before it's too late. Who are we? Who are we? Who are we to speak up? We're the leaders of tomorrow. The world's gonna hear from us. As long as there's injustice and violence, we won't succumb to the sin of silence. Ooh. We are young, but we're old enough to know we're not living in the land of the free. But if we're brave enough to come together, we believe someday we can be.
We will raise our voices till we drown out the hate.
Take a stand for
unbelievable. And I just want to make one comment. These students were students inspired by the Parkland students whom they met, and you'll see it in a video. They met and they were inspired. They were all art students. Obviously, they're very talented. There's one, Erica Jackson, who went in as a mentor, and she's the black singer who's on Broadway in Caroline Her Change, and she's not she's not a student, she's a mentor. But these kids are amazing. And the kids from Parkland, when they spoke, I mean, they were all, it was as if there was, for a moment, there was an oasis of love and peace amongst them. And so this travels on. It's as it came from Parkland, it went to these Pittsburgh students of a group called Song. And they're moving forward, and this can go forward with all of you. Part of activism. John Lewis said at the 50th anniversary of the Selma Montgomery March, I was the only singer who was there that night. It was the night after President Obama was there, and he was the only speaker who was there 50 years prior. He said, the civil rights movement without music would have been a bird without wings. And we had 40 acts that night and about 30,000 people. So remember that the power of your caring, the power of your love, as it's shown in your heart, in your face, in your actions, but also in your moments that let your heart spill out into your creativity, into your painting, your drama, your dance, you see that some of these these wonderful gatherings there is dancing and music. And wasn't that extraordinary? I was watching it, I lived it, very deeply for a long time. And I can't tell you how impressed I am with it. And I'm just very grateful to be able to share that reality with you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Yarrow, for all that. That was incredible. So my name is Aaron, and I am on the voter registration team here at WAVE. I'm also a freshman at UW-Madison right now. You can see maybe my background. And the reason I vote particularly is to see more people like my age in office, more engaged and officials and engaged officials invested in their work and engaged in their community. And today I'm no Peter Yarrow, but I am a jazz musician, and today I prepared for you a sort of medley of two short songs. The first is Mr. PC by John Coltrane, and then that morphs into the song Amazing Grace to get us motivated for the vote.
That was awesome. Thanks, Erin. Also, thank you so much, Mr. Yarrow. That was absolutely amazing and so inspiring. We're so lucky to have you on tonight. My name is Adeline. I use she, her, hers pronouns, and I am also a member of the VR team. And I'd like to just kind of tell everyone who's watching, please vote for me because I am actually a high schooler and I'm under 18, so I cannot vote yet. But I beg everyone who's watching this, please vote for my future and please vote for people who will help promote policy that will decrease gun violence in all of our communities. And I am so lucky that I get to introduce a video sent in by Sister Strings, who are a couple of local musicians based in Milwaukee, and who have really fought for change in our communities. So I would love to show you guys this video playing a couple of their songs.
Hey everybody, we are Sister Strings, and it's a pleasure to come alongside Wave and encourage you all to get your vote out, make your voices heard, stand by each other in our communities of disenfranchised folks all across America as we head into this next election. So make your plan, get out there and vote. Let's stand by each other, yeah? Yeah. When the night has come and the land is dark and the moon is the only light we'll see, no, I won't be afraid. No, I won't be afraid. Just as long as you stand by me. So darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, darling, stand by me. Stand by me. Darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, darling, stand by me. Stand by me. love y'all. Get out and vote, Milwaukee. Vote.
Well, thank you so much for that great performance, Sister Strings. I'm Tyler, another one of the leads of this really great civic engagement team at WAVE. I'm a freshman at Carthage College studying political science, and I am a voter as of this year. And I voted this year because the stakes were clearly too high. We're currently observing the consequences of bad policy, which has made it clear that we all need to get involved by voting. I was able to vote via absentee ballot, which I mailed in. And if you have an absentee ballot, make sure that now you drive it to a drop box or drop it off yourself at City Hall, because the Postal Service has said it is too late to get your ballot returned. With that, I'm excited to welcome Peter Yarrow back to our virtual stage.
Well, I can't tell you how moved I was to see you talented young people performing. When you were playing, I don't hear the words or the notes. What I feel is your spirit coming through, and it just filled me up. I mean, this is the antidote. This is our strength. And the whole idea that people, we have a reason to vote. We vote because something is really, really there for us to support or for us to look at. For instance, with Peter, Paul, and Mary, we were very, very young at the time that we were singing at the March on Washington in 1963. Okay, that was a long time ago. The people who were on that stage with us were all in our early 20s. Bob Dylan, Joan Baez, I mean, it was terrific. Now, Mahalia Jackson, she was a little older. But, and I think that John Lewis, who was a giant and just passed, was only 25 years old. So the youth has led before, and there was a time. But now we realize that being in the streets and demonstrating and showing up in that way, powerful as it is, has to be translated into the decision-making powers of a society. And that's why we vote. The three areas that were covered by the Parkland students' mentees, the Pittsburgh students, when they wrote that song, they chose the words, "the sin of silence," to write that. And we had spoken about it. I told them about Rabbi Joachim Prinz at the 1963 March on Washington, who preceded Martin Luther King. And he said that it isn't enough to just not be the offender. You must not stand back. Silence in the face of what is being done that is wrong is being complicit with it. It's helping it. We have to be, for instance, in Black Lives Matter, we have to be not just non-racist, we know we have to be pro-togetherness and anti-racist. When we're talking about LGBTQ, it's not just a matter of not having a bias. We have to stand up for those who have been deprived of their place in society and whose lives are threatened, like trans students. We had 2 trans students who were part of this effort, by the way, when we were there in Pittsburgh. And you saw them. Oh, my God. It's so moving and so wonderful. And we've made great progress. But that only happens when we translate the street power into political power. And that's how we vote. And of course, there is the issue of gun violence, which we've spoken about, and youth empowerment. So listen to these questions and see if you can answer them. That's a trick statement on my part, because the way they're written is poetry. Bob Dylan, who recently received the Nobel Prize, a great friend of mine. And Peter, Paul, and Mary sang this song that was the first song that brought him to the American public at the March on Washington. How many roads must a man walk down before they call him a man? How many seas must a white dove sail before she sleeps in the sand? How many times must the cannonballs fly before they're forever banned? The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. Isn't that poetry unbelievable? I don't know if you've ever heard that song, but it's an anthem. And when I get to the second line, listen to the second line. How many years can a mountain exist before it is washed to the sea, a mountain of bias and prejudice and hatred? How many years can some people exist before they're allowed to be free? And at that moment when we sang that line, 250,000 people who knew the song because it had gone to number 2 on the charts at the top of its rise the week before, they were singing and their hands were, and we were saying, how long is it going to take for us to allow these people who are part of our country, who are black and people of color, how long are we going to allow them to not have rights? At that time, if you were a person of color, you couldn't use a public bathroom without it saying for color only. You couldn't use a water fountain unless it said for in our nation's capital. And there was a lynching once every 3 days with no legal repercussions. This was the situation that is as dire and painful to remember for me as it is to see what is going on with the allowing of the continuation of the possibility of people acquiring assault weapons and going into schools and wreaking havoc and taking lives. And it's not just the kids who are gone, their friends and their friends' families. My goodness, they carry the trauma. We know that from Columbine, and they carry it in their lives. There are 230,000 kids who've been in schools where there's been a... Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that? Their lives are traumatized, and we are allowing that to happen. How many times must this go on? How many deaths will it take till he knows that too many people have died? The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. The answer, what does that mean? The answer, my friend. Sing that with me. I'll look at your lips. You don't have to. I could tell if you're singing. Let me see you sing now. Tyler, you have to sing the answer, my friend. I can see you. Aaron? Adeline. Okay. Will, and of course, Jerry, my dear friend. The answer, my friend, is blowing. Adeline, I want you to see her. The answer, my friend, is blowing in the... Aaron, the answer. The answer... Okay, just say the words. If you're embarrassed to sing, say the answer. The answer, my friend, thank you, is blowing in the wind. What does that mean? The answer is all around us. It is inside us. It is every place. The answer is the magic of compassion in our souls. Compassion is what we need. Compassion and empathy and caring for one another. And that is the answer. Bob Dylan gives us the answer, how to get out of this. Now, is that what he meant? I have no idea. He's a great friend, but I never asked him that question. The last verse is, how many times must a man look up before he can see the sky? How many ears must one man have before he can hear people cry? And how many deaths will it take till he knows, till we know that too many people have died? Let us love each other and turn this pain into more love and more determination. Determination to make right in the world. And right now that means, if you're young, use your charm, your persuasion, your heart, and your soul to say, Mom, Dad, Uncle, Aunt, Sir on the street, please vote for me. Vote for me. Vote for our future. Vote for a just world. And the answer is in your doing that.
Thank you so much once again, Peter. Tonight has been amazing. Thank you, of course, to the artists and the great speakers. I just wanted to really quickly share some of the highlights of what we've done as a civic engagement team this entire year. We've registered hundreds of people to vote and performed an extensive get out the vote effort. We'd like to remind you that Gen Z and general turnout will determine if we see the changes we want in our country. Because of this, it's crucial that you make sure you get yourself, your friends, and your family out to vote, and that all of your friends and family do the same. Be sure to stay up to date with all the things we're doing here at WAVE, following our social media and such. I'd like to remind everyone that it's not too late if you're just hearing about voting now. You've still got time. You can go in tomorrow and early vote, no matter where you are. You can just go to your city hall and do so. You can also same day register at early voting or same day register on Tuesday, which is election day. It's all comes out down to then. You can still go register and vote at your local polling place. All of that information in terms of where you're going to vote can be found at myvote.wi.gov. We hope that we've already shared some great reasons to vote, but we still have some more to be shared in a video that is going to be played right after I'm done speaking. Thank you.
Wake up, America, wake up. Wake up, America, wake up. Cycles of violence, it all seems so mindless. Halls ring with gunshots and then they go silent. Darkness before us, children are dying, but we won't be quiet, our voices are rising. Wake up.
Good evening, and welcome to the Youth Voter Initiative. My name is Erica Jackson, and I'm a Broadway performer currently in Caroline or Change. And I'm just so happy that you're here watching this video. You're about to see some very inspiring, disturbing, but ultimately empowering videos of these high schoolers talking about the world around them, reflecting and using their art and their voice to change the world around us.
Oh, they took my home away. Why do I feel unsafe? Please tell me when I'm able to come out. You told me it's not the end. I feel like it's pretend.
day, we will continue to fight for those things that are right. We will continue to fight for our lives. We will continue to fight for our dead friends.
Open the door that leads to hope. The whole world needs to know that these lives won't be lost in vain. Oh, our voices will be heard. Our songs will spread the word. Our truth will be the seed that grows the change.
Well, I say one life is worth more than all the guns in America.
I won't give up today. Too many words to say. Take my hand, we'll be okay. The children will lead the way. Rest in power, rest in peace. It's for the fallen that we speak. I won't give up today. Too many words to say. Take my hand, we'll be okay. The children will lead the way. I won't give up today. Too many words to say. Take my hand, we'll be okay. The children will lead the way. The children will lead the way. The children will lead the way.
We are able to be the change that we wish to see in this world. And this is why we march. There's no better time than now to talk about gun control.
My generation, having spent our entire lives seeing mass shooting after mass shooting, has learned that our voices are powerful and our votes matter. We hereby promise to fix the broken system we've been forced into and create a better world for the generations to come.
Fight for your lives before it's someone else's job.
Well, we're so happy that all of you could join us tonight. We hope you enjoyed the amazing music from Aaron Kahn's Sister Strings, and of course, Peter Yarrow. Peter, thank you so much for being here and sharing not only your music, but your words of wisdom. And I want to give a special shout out to Deja Garner for doing the behind the scenes work on this. Thank you, Deja. And of course, to the Youth Civic Engagement team, you guys have done amazing work. You are amazing leaders. Milwaukee is lucky to have you. Wisconsin is lucky to have you. The United States is lucky to have you. Thank you so very much.